Good morning, Nuggets. It is your favorite TT from Divine Me 1111 Spiritual Guidance, and today has been interesting. This is my third time starting this video. The first time I got about a 30-minute reading in about being warned. There is an energy that is bringing in more understanding of your alignment and testing your spirit. You're being tested today. Some of you could be in the energy of having to release and let go of something that someone wants you to give up. Okay? There is an energy and a spirit that is trying to tear away your strength and your confidence within yourself. And that is not what God is wanting for us. That's not what God has for us. We are to be our truest and authentic self, no matter what tries to come at us. And your fire and passion and determination pisses people off. And I am grounding myself and coming into understanding of being who you are and shining your light brings in, your flame. You're a flame. You're a fire. You are a force. And in being that, you draw attention to yourself. And for those of us who don't really like attention, I'm not an attention person. I try to, blend in and kind of stay in the background, but I also know that I have a purpose and I have a call. So God is pushing me to do things and be out there and be, to own my energy and to own my call and my place. And I think some of it has to do with, being a spiritual being and teaching and coming into enlightenment of bringing others into their beingness and into their enlightenment and actually showing people a different way. And because I believe so wholeheartedly in my path and in my call, I'm going to try not to get emotional because this has turned into a TT Talks and not an energy read. There are that whole thing of new levels, new devils is true. It's real. It happens. Biggie said, more money, more problems. Yeah, the more energy that you produce within yourself, the more you are going to attract those who don't have that for themselves and they want it. So or they don't want you to have it. They question, you make people question themselves when you are in your truest authenticity, and that rubs people the wrong way and they don't like it. And I get it because it happens to me. Okay, you get into these spaces of the hive mind of thinking you have to have this or be that or acquire this title, when all of that falls away. What are you at your core? Who are you at your being. There is a level of mean girl that I know that I have, because if I feel like I am not being heard or being misunderstood, or just flat out hating on because I'm me, that rubs me wrong and it pisses me off. And I know that I have the capacity and the energy to shift other beings and entities to movement. That is not an arrogance. That is not something that I use to hurt others. It's a protection. It's a protection mechanism that I use to keep people and things away from me that are hurting me or that I perceive to be of danger to me. And it's kind of a Jean Grey complex, and it's not I really am not speaking from a place of arrogance. I'm speaking from a place of understanding my energy and understanding who I am, and being the example of that, and being, I don't like being vulnerable, because when you start telling people things and giving people information, it's like giving them ammunition on how to fuck with you and how to get under your skin, and how to people learn you. In some instances, people learn you so that they can get into your mind and get into the energy of affecting you, so that they can manipulate you and keep you from your purpose. Now, some people do this maliciously. They do. They use their energy. They recognize their divinity, because it's all divine. You are given your power by God, and what you use it for, how you use it, is on you. Okay? So when I say your energy speaks before you do, I have to take that into account as well, that my energy speaks before my mouth does. And I may smile, but my energy is probably calling you a bitch, because that's the energy I'm feeling from you, or an asshole, or whatever you want, or whatever, not whatever you want to be called. I speak. I'm gonna say my words. That's me. Yes, I believe in God. Yes, I believe in Jesus. No, don't call me a Christian. But I walk this earth in my wholeness, in my beingness. I know that there are things about me that rub people the wrong way. What that is on them. And that is, again, not arrogance. It is my truth. I am just being who I am. If that is an offense to someone else, that's not my problem. That has to do with them and their perception of me. Just as I have to realize the way that I see a person is on me, and it is up to me to learn that person for myself, or distance myself from it and just not even deal with it. But in that, I am making a choice to either grow, or, and I won't say not grow, because it is still me taking responsibility for what it is that I wish to put out into the world and what I wish to interact with. So the energy of, because I'm telling y'all, when I say I see and feel things, I am really truly seeing and feeling these energies, and it is from my perspective. Now, if that person is not in actuality speaking those things and giving those things action, then I'm wrong. And that's just the way that I'm seeing the thing. But if the action is repeated, if there is a pattern to these things, how can my energy be read? How can my perception of you be wrong if the pattern is the same? If now this is your consistency, if you consistently show someone this type of energy, what other conclusion are they to draw than this is who you are as a person? Vice versa. I have to take that on and energetically understand that this person may not be giving that energy. It could be my perspective of that person. So I have to, this is what God is revealing to all of us in all of this awakening energy and coming into understanding of who we are. We have to learn to give the grace that we ourselves want. Okay? Sorry, gotta bring that down a bit because I'm getting hype. I can feel you can feel the energy building. So I'm gonna bring it down and let God have a second to calm my spirit. Knowing that you are here for a purpose is the ultimate understanding of birth and why you're here. We exist because God needed something from our humanness to be here on this earth. So it is our responsibility to completely embody the person, the human being that we are called to be here on this earth. And that's not always going to bring in or attract those who have that same energy. That is not always going to be most popular. People want you to be you, but they don't want you to be you like that, because if you are you wholly and embodying yourself fully, and they don't have that same allowance and confidence and energy within themselves, it causes it causes conflict. But it's more than, I'm looking at two nightingales. I'm looking at two nightingales. And sorry. Your voice needs to be heard. You are here for a purpose. And what other people think about your purpose is not your business. That's on them. It is not going to, especially if you have been chosen for a spiritual path. This path is not easy because it brings in energies that are heavy. It brings in energies that can distract you from the purpose that God has given you, because you have to learn to come from a place of your own filled cup. And if your cup is not filled and you're continuously trying to fill others, it's not going to be in its highest vibration, because you are depleting yourself to give to someone else what they themselves don't know how to fill up for themselves. So it's a half empty cup. Imagine a half empty cup already, and then an empty cup. And this half empty cup is pouring what is in its vessel into someone else, and you're pouring and you're pouring, and there's nothing else to pour into. This cup is still half full, but it still wants to be full. It still wants to be full. It still craves more, but you don't have anything else to give because you've given it all. So in that, we are having to learn that we have to fill our own. Let God give us the courage and the confidence of love within. Let God fill your love cup. God is your source. Other people's opinions, what other people's hang-ups are on them. You give from your core the love that you yourself wish to have. That's what you give. That's what you continue to give. That's what you keep wanting for yourself. And instead of giving that to yourself, that love that you have, you know that you are a strong, loving, and powerful being. And that love that you wish to give out to others, that you wish to receive, you keep giving it away and not filling your own cup, and not grounding yourself in that knowingness and love and faith of everything going on around you, God being so vast. And I'm trying so hard not to cry because I am overwhelmed with how present God is. I am grateful for God's love for me. And when I can tap into that divine love that God has for me, and knowing that all of the positive, loving, kind, caring energy that I have to give is divinely given to me from God, that's a cycle that will never end. That will never end. So I can always come from a place of fullness because God is full. God is infinite. So if I am the image of God, if I am a part of God, if I am God's child, why am I not infinite and believe in that infinity for myself? And in believing that to my core for me, I tell other people, hey, you have that. You have that. And you can do that. And you can be that. but you can also give that and it not come from a place of past hurt and not be so guarded. I am a guarded person. I protect myself like Fort Knox. And I give the energy and the attitude of I don't care. And in essence, in an energy, I don't care. I don't care what other people think about me, but I still feel the energy of what they give off, if that makes sense. So it's like, well, damn. I can give this energy and be this kind, loving person, but that's not being felt. It's not being um, it's not being identified and addressed and appreciated. So that's where the hurt comes from. That's where the projection of having to be protected, having to protect yourself instead of allowing God to protect you, because that is where we get the defensiveness from, because we've learned that hurt before love, that this is what we're trying to give, this is the love that we are trying to be, this wholeness, but there is this thing that wants to devour it rather than be its wholeness together, your wholeness and their wholeness coming together like this, rather than trying to overtake one another. And I think that has a lot to do with masculine and feminine energy as well, that needing to be solid and grounded and rooted in who you are, but then also being this kind, caring, compassionate, and loving and soul being. So we're working on that. We're needing to address the hurt and the perception of what someone is giving off to you, and ask, hey, that didn't feel right to me. What you said, what you did, what you presented affected me in a way that didn't make me feel good. What did you mean by that? There are conversations that need to be had, nuggets. And if those conversations can't be had, forgiveness in the spirit realm needs to be given and the energy let go, so that you can move forward in your beingness and in what God has for you. Because when you don't allow or block off that energy, you close off your possibilities of the impact that you are. The ripple stops. The love ripple stops. And then you are met with defensiveness. You meet others with confusion and hurt and the mentality of lack, and then the lower vibrational energies of pain and fear and anger. So look at those things for what they are. Yes, we are, dual beings. We work from a place of love, but we also work from a place of ego. And when you can balance the two, when you can see that your ego is there for protection, and it is there because it has learned through your experiences what it needs to do to keep your heart safe. That's well and good. It's beautiful. It's great. That is something that we need to embrace and look at, because it is a part of us. But we also have to be in that energy of, I'm going to love and be me anyway. Because that is our soul. That is our core. That is who we are all crying out. And we just want to be who we are and not judged for it. And when you can get to a place and space where you can balance and live in that for yourself, that space of, I am who I am, I do what I do, I grow how I grow, I move how I move, and I love me for it no matter what the outside world tells me, that's peace. That's peace, and that's a place you can walk in that is authentic to you. And that is supposed to be the example that you give to others, that they can do the same thing and not be judged for it. Okay, you do, you have, you like, you work, you whatever it is that you do, and that is a part of your identity. That is who you are. Okay. But when you are able to strip all of that away and love the core of you, good, bad, ugly, and indifferent, that is a wholeness that God is bringing us into, that God wants us to have. Okay, so they're getting closer, so I'm going to go ahead and close this out. I am still going to try to do a tarot message, but we're going to let God be God right now, because apparently that had to get out. There's more messages. Another channel message that I got from earlier that's going to be in another TT talk that kind of piggybacks off of this one. But know that I love you. I give you the love that God has given me, and I push it out and recycle it to you. Any information you need to get in contact with me will be in the description box. I love you and send you all blessings and light. Take care.